Very end because I have to watch for children and all other things.
Thanks for walking with me, Lady Marian. I think we got enough firewood for now.
That's quite all right, Little John. I know how anxious you get, and honestly, I thought we both could do with the walk.
Well, I've said it 1,000 times. Robin takes way too many risks. On unneeded trip into Nottingham, and for what? To bare his neck for Prince John and the sheriff's married bandit cutthroats of Nottingham Castle?
Little John, you know better than anyone how impossible it is to tell my husband not to do anything. He's been promising Will a trip to town for weeks, and nothing could dissuade him. Well, at least he's not going anywhere near the castle this time. He's sworn to go no farther than the joust field, where he, Tuck, and Will can get lost in the crowd.
And I was able to get him to promise not to take you along on one of his merry escapades. The last thing we need is for you to be captured again. No, begging your pardon, no offense, Lady Marian.
None taken. I'll admit that as a maid I wasn't much use in a fight, but even you must admit that my defensive skills have improved since I've lived here in Sherwood.
Your charm is still your greatest weapon, milady, but knowing you can't fight and wanting to see you need to fight are two different things. I don't like trouble, and going into town always means trouble for somebody.
And today is no exception, my overlord's friend.
Friar Tuck, what are you? Why are you alone? Where's Robin?
And Will!
You didn't let something happen, did you? I knew this was going to happen. It happens every spring festival. I do not know why I allow.
Now see here, John Little. Nothing has happened to anyone. Yet.
Then where are they, Friar? Where is my husband?
If you'll calm yourselves, I can explain everything. Will and Robin, they've been detained by... Oh, just wait until you meet her.
Her who? What misbegotten stray has Robin picked up this time?
You see, Little John, this is what you always do. Robin knew you wouldn't approve. That's why he sent me on ahead.
He sent you ahead to break it to us. Is that it? To gauge how angry we might be?
Yes, Lady Marian, that is the long and short of it.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear is right. If Friar Tuck's the advance guard, it must be someone really horrible.
Or dangerous.
Now then, my friends, is that any way to speak to our guest? Mucky Buckets, welcome to Sherwood! Did you miss me? Were you worried? You didn't think the sheriff had finally caught me, did you? After all this time, you ought to know me better by now.
Aye, that we do. And that's why we prepared for the worst.
Not today, my friend. Although, come to think of it, there was a little bit of entertainment today at the joust.
Huh, was there ever? This girl here messed up the whole tournament. It started when she raised her sword to the little brute, Sir Trent. Oh, and the queen was there, and then the sheriff was there, and then the prince was there. He started screaming treason! So we raised our swords, and we fought the guards, and as I was pulling Edgar over, he told me,
Robin!
Will Scarlet, what did we say about running our mount before Robin had a chance to explain?
oops. Sorry, Cousin Robin.
Well, now that the cat's out of the bag,
Yowling and spitting as usual.
Hey, I said I was sorry, didn't I?
I suppose I had better explain.
Yes, I suppose you'd better.
Well, first, don't you think it would be appropriate to fetch our guest some sort of dinner? Tuck, why don't you take her into camp and rustle her up a plate of something?
Hi, Robin. Do you like wild boar meat, Mucky?
Don't know, never tasted it. We servants never get meat.
Ah, then you're in for a treat. Wild boar is a camp speciality. Come with me.
Oh, just a minute, Tuck. I must say, girl, Mucky Buckets is a terrible name for someone with your spirit. Have you another?
Well, when I was a babe, I was called Melinda, Mr. Robin Hood, sir. But we in the stables was all called by the jobs we do.
Well, you're not in the stables anymore, girl. So as long as you're here in Sherwood, it's Melinda it will be, if that's all right with you.
Can Thor keep his name, though? It's a good name for him, I think.
Thor? Who's Thor?
you will be if I have to stand around answering questions while my dinner gets cold. You break promise.
All right then, Tuck, must be off with you.
Come along, Melinda.
And don't worry about Thor. I'll attend to him. Thank you.
All right, once and for all. Who is Thor?
Oh, John, he's a shaggy little pony. The girl thinks of him as a great war horse. You know, she's full of dreams, that one.
Yeah, she's full of something. Please, mostly I expect. What you bringing here for, Robin?
Oh, he must have had a good reason. You heard Will say the sheriff was after her.
Yes, and then when we were there, everybody said that it was wrong of her to raise a sword and everything.
It was an injustice, and you know.
Oh, we know, dearest. It wasn't likely that Robin Hood would stand idly by and watch injustice done.
Indeed, not while there's breath left in my body.
There won't be much breath left in that carcass of yours if you keep throwing at the sheriff time and time again. Your luck can't hold out forever, Robin.
Oh, John, is that what you think?
That's exactly what I think.
You know the sheriff will never really win, don't you?
Really? And why is that exactly?
Because he only has his cold old castle to go home to. And I have this.
Oh,
Oh, really, no one really needs to see that.
Got that right out.
Robin!
Get behind me, Marion. Please, all of you. It's all so unnecessary. Stand down, guard. We found them, Your Majesty.
Oh, excellent, Hodge. You are a wonder sometimes.
If it pleases you to think so, Your Majesty.
Majesty.
Queen Eleanor! Oh, Majesty, I had no idea you were traveling near Sherwood. I'm so glad.
Your Majesty, what were you thinking traveling through Sherwood Forest all by yourself?
Hey, oh, shut up, Edgar.
Little John, a majesty has nothing to be afraid of. Our Marion is like a daughter to her.
Egad, does that make Prince John my brother-in-law?
I told you all I'd be looking in on you from time to time. I have to keep an eye on my son's latest schemes, don't I?
Your son, the prince, never tires of those, Your Majesty.
He has ample opportunity so long as you continue to give him reason, Robin Hood.
Robin, what is she talking about? What did you do?
Oh, your husband created quite a stir at the tournament this morning, my dear.
Now, I didn't start anything. Your son started it.
And Melinda was the one who really created.
Melinda? Who is Melinda?
She's the girl you spoke to on the field of honor this morning, Your Majesty. The one you addressed as Mucky Buckets.
Robin rescued her and brought her here.
Yeah, she's eating grub in our camp right now.
Indeed, safe from persecution.
And there's an end on it.
That is not an end to it, unfortunately for all.
Unfortunately, your husband's rescue scene had untold and unfortunate consequences. The night that girl raised a sword to defend Dame Isabella Sussex is already under suspicion for being an insurrectionist and a bad influence on the peasant class by dint of having a rebellious father. And now that Bucket Girl's actions have seemed to confirm my son's bad opinion of her and put her very knighthood in jeopardy. Oh, I had hoped to create the female knight, a national heroine, a symbol of hope for the poor like Robin here, but one that could work through example, setting good example and exact change in our kingdom. But now,
Now I've given your son a weapon to use against you, Your Majesty. He'll use my rescue of the Buckets girl to strip Dame Isabel of her knighthood.
yes, Robin. Oh, I had such very high hopes for Dame Isabel. She could have unified this land. Not noble versus peasant, but one people, one national identity.
See, Your Majesty. And what is it that we Sherwood outlaws can do to help?
I want you to give up the girl Melinda to me, Robin.
Absolutely
I will
not.
see that she is treated fairly, but she must stand trial for her crimes within the law. My son has agreed to give up all question of Dame Isabel's knighthood if the peasant girl stands trial.
Otherwise, Dame Isabel's next joust may well be her last.
And is this something you truly wish, Your Majesty?
It is not what I wish, Robin. But at present I see no other way.
That is why Her Majesty braved the dangers of Sherwood, to ask you to release the girl to us to bring back to Nottingham Castle.
Aye, and the girl over, outlaw.
Thankful I don't take you all in.
Hey,
Hold your tongue, guard.
No! Let him speak. Edgar, if you think you can take us all in, why don't you start with me, big boy?
With pleasure, Scarlet. Oh, huh. Just like that peasant girl, raising a sword against her betters.
Oh, I don't need a sword.
Oh, stick.
Two sticks.
Stand back, Your Majesty.
All right, Will. You know what to do.
Oh, well!
That's it, girl. Well done, you great queen.
Give him a taste of Sherwood!
Go away, man. Don't be long.
Put a stop to this nonsense at once! Both of you! I'll not permit it!
And yet, Your Majesty, you could not stop it from happening. Sometimes, when two forces truly wish to fight each other, nothing and no one can stop them.
What are you saying, Robin?
You can tell me the girl Mucky Buckets will be treated fairly, and I trust you. But your son and his cronies want their payment in blood, and I don't trust them. I don't trust them not to use every black trick in their book to extract it.
Then you're refusing me.
I'm sorry, Your Majesty. Yes, I am.
What? Robin.
Can he do that?
Marion, toss some sense into this pig-headed hero of yours.
Pig-headed?
I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but I agree with my husband. The girl stays here.
Huzzah!
Well, I suppose it had to happen someday. Well, keep the girl if you must. I'm just sorry I came all this way. Well, my son is going to have a field day with this news. I can't imagine what I have left to negotiate with.
We will think of something on the way back to the castle, Your Majesty.
Bless you, Hodge. At least someone here still has my interests at heart. Well, I hope the two of you are happy. I think the least you could do is walk me out of this wretched forest.
Absolutely, Your Majesty.
Indeed, if only to ensure that the guard doesn't return with the sheriff in tow. Incidentally, how did you find our little encampment?
Oh, it was Hodge. I don't know how he did it, but he led us right to you.
That was right amazing the way Hodge did it. I think he has the makings of a Forster in him.
Heaven forbid.
I don't envy him that walk.
Aye, the Queen's eyes could have set the whole forest on fire.
And she was right. Come on, Paul. Thor and I aren't going to stand around and let Dame Isabel get punished for what we did. We're going back to the tournament to see if we can help.
Are you daft, girl? After refusing the Queen herself, you think Robin's gonna let you go to town alone?
Well, then I'll run off like I did from the stables.
Oh,
Listen, Little John, Robin told us to look after Melinda, right?
aye, but
No buts! We'll go into town with Melinda, and we'll go in disguise! Look out for us, Dame Isabel! We're coming to help you! Come on,
aye,
Melinda!
help her. Who's gonna help us? Oh, we're doomed.